Hi everyone, I'm Rachel. In today's tutorial, I'll teach you how to color denim using the Color Therapy app. Coloring denim can seem tricky, but it's really not that hard. All you need to do is learn how to distress it. If you want to follow along with this image, find it under Fashion, Denim Fashion. Okay, so let's start off with a base denim color. I found a really good blue under the winter palette. I'm going to use the second to last color and just tap to fill it into the denim. I'm also filling in the little elements too, where there's embroidery. In the same palette, there's a dark blue on the bottom row. It's the first color, and let's use that as our shadows. First, let's start off by using the airbrush tool. Set the size to 15 and opacity at 25. Now I'm going to set coloring inside the lines mode to on and just zoom in, and I'm going to just begin to shade around all of the edges, including the pockets and the details. Anywhere where you see edges, just go ahead and shade around those. When you approach the embroidery where the flowers are, turn off coloring inside the lines mode and just go ahead and continue shading. At the very top of the jeans, you can also make little lines just coming down, and it's going to show some distressed part of it right there. Now let's raise the opacity to 75, and we'll just do the same thing but adding in more darker shadows in some areas. So just adding another layer. You can be kind of messy with it too. It doesn't have to be perfect. Now raise the size to 100 and set the opacity to 20. Using a basic white, we're going to add in some highlights. So turn off coloring inside the lines mode and just add in your highlights in the middle of the denim here. Just going up and down motion. Now let's go to the flat brush tool. Let's set the size to 90 and opacity at 30. And using our basic blue foundational color, go ahead and start to add some lines just kind of going across the jeans. You can kind of angle them a little bit if you want. And you can do the same thing with the darker blue as well. I recommend not making them perfect. You can make some of the lines darker or shorter too. Now go under the classic palette and select that really dark blue there. Now let's add some more detail shadows with that dark blue. So set the opacity to 15 and the size at 40. Using that dark blue from the classic palette, just go ahead and add it into those darker areas that you just created on the skirt. And it can be a little bit ambiguous too, so you can add it in little dotted areas too, here and there. So, because you don't want it to be perfect. You're trying to get that distressed feel. And you can add more lines with white. Just continue adding those distressed lines here and there. Just going up the skirt. And then going around all the details on the denim, such as the top area. Let's darken those shadows even more and add in some detail shadows. So I'm adding in little lines and just little areas here and there. Do the same thing with white and just add in more little detail distress lines. So I'm adding in sort of like these little stripes at the top of the waistband here and just little distress lines in the pockets and zipper area. You also want to color in the fringe area too. So just those little rip marks there, as well as on the bottom of the denim. So I'm just using an up and down motion, just drawing in that fringe. Last, let's add some final details with the pencil tool. Set the size to 30 and opacity at 50. Make sure coloring inside the lines mode is set to on, and then you can add little lines into the pockets, just adding extra texture. And you can sort of just kind of trace around the waistband lines there too. And going down the zipper, I would just add little lines like this, going all the way down that seam and around the zipper. And that's it. And here's the finished version with the lines removed. If you want to learn how to add lace to denim, check out my lace tutorial. If you'd like to see more tutorials like this, don't forget to subscribe to the Color Therapy YouTube channel so you don't miss any new tutorial videos. Thanks for watching our tutorial. You can get the Color Therapy app for free on the App Store.